Friday, November 22nd, 1963. My generation's vocabulary changed that day. New words, new phrases were added. And now a half a century later, they're still there. Their roots born right here in downtown Dallas, Texas.
Dealey Plaza, the Texas School Book Depository, the sixth floor window, the grassy knoll, the triple underpass. Adoring crowds had met President John Fitzgerald Kennedy in Texas that late fall day, a liberal and conservative country looking for re-election votes. His beautiful wife, she in the perfect pink outfit that would forever be remembered, not like this, but instead, just an hour later, splattered with her husband's blood. As for the young president, just 46, the first U.S. leader to be born in the 20th century, not even 3 years in office, he would never grow older than this image, forever frozen on this Dallas day.
My name is Pierce Hall, and this is where I was standing on November 22nd, 1963. The car came very slowly, and then it made the turn right behind me. I was absolutely enthralled. The President and Mrs. Kennedy looked like a first couple ought to, and then as they turned, that first loud, explosive sound.
And so it began, 72 hours that would change America.
Something is wrong here. Something is terribly wrong. There's numerous people running up the hill. I repeat, a shooting in the motorcade in the downtown area. I can see Mrs. Kennedy's pink suit. There's a Secret Service man, spread eagle over the top of the car. I can see many motorcycles coming by now. The official party, as I can see it, pulling around toward the emergency room of Parkwood Hospital. The policeman says, no, you cannot come in here. You cannot come in here. And just now, we've received reports here at Parkland. The president was hit in the head. Just a moment. We have a bulletin coming in. It's official now. The president is dead.
President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
As their prime suspect, police seized 24-year-old Lee H. Oswald.
Did you kill the president?
No, I've not been charged with that. In fact, nobody has said that to me yet.
He has been shot. Oswald has been shot.
Lee Oswald.
Here comes the ambulance. Oswald will be removed now. Here comes Oswald. He is ashen and unconscious.
Just couldn't believe it when I heard it. We were in school. All of a sudden we were just told the president was dead.
Down this avenue of sadness, they bring President John F. Kennedy, martyred hero, lie in state under the great dome of the Capitol.
I was 15 back then, and like so many others, I was glued to the television set all weekend. It was one of the seminal moments of my childhood, and ever since I've wondered what really happened, and why does it haunt us still?
They visit the Texas School Book Depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald worked, where in the sixth floor window, he aimed his rifle and fired 3 shots at the 35th President of the United States.
The sixth floor is a museum now to Assassination Day. It's all here, everything you might want to see about what happened. Even the dishes that the president would have used if he'd made it to lunch on that day. But the star attraction is the sniper's nest. It's all sealed off now, but it's set up inside behind that glass exactly the way it was on November 22nd. The window, it's closed. It's one window they don't want to see open again.
They did let us see the same view from the same window one floor up, and here's what strikes anyone who comes here for the first time. It was not a long shot. Less than 100 yards. Not a challenge for Oswald, who'd been a Marine sharpshooter, scoring 96% from twice the distance. For those who believe Oswald acted alone, it's the clincher. That's what the official government investigation, the Warren Commission, decided. And while conspiracies abound and Dealey Plaza is full of people who spout the possibilities, no one has officially concluded anything different. Even though a plaque on this very building still encourages us to doubt. And doubt they do.
Well, you might have noticed there's two X's in the street. And the first X up the street here is where President Kennedy was shot.
I'm Marshall Evans. I've been studying the assassination for 45 years. I live here in Dallas. I knew a lot of the witnesses that have passed away, and I know some of the remaining witnesses still. It is imperative the American public know the details of what really happened on that X in the street. We lost our heart and soul in America. America changed. It's imperative that the American public wake up.
There are lots of theories. It was Castro, the Mafia, the Soviets, the CIA, you name it.
It's not a cut and dry case. The Warren Commission left too many unsaid things. We're pulling them out. Why not? You know, why not get the truth?
There have been books and movies, hundreds of them, so many that few Americans, even to this day, believe the official record. 3 shots, 1 gunman, that's it, that's all.
I think conspiracy theories will always be with us because of denial. The refusal to accept that someone so inconsequential as a Lee Oswald could accomplish something so world-shaking as killing someone like President Kennedy.
But here's a guy who remembers it all.
My name is Hugh Ainsworth. November 22nd of 1963, I was a reporter for the Dallas Morning News. And when the president rolled by this corner, I was standing right there in that intersection.
Hugh Ainsworth's assignment that day, watching the crowds near the book depository when history suddenly unfolded right in front of him.
We didn't know where they were coming from, who was shooting, how many there were, or anything. It was quite scary.
He heard the shots, he chased the story, and he still does.
What do you think it is that fascinates people still about what happened here 50 years ago?
Well, really, what the whole conspiracy thing and how it arose, you could see it happening. Nobody was ready for this kind of a thing to happen, this magnitude. And one of the reasons was the terrible pressure on Dallas particularly. Because we had this bunch of far-right nuts here. They were mean. There wasn't a big amount of them, but the mood was not pretty here.
Hugh Ainsworth has become a historian of sorts, not only into the assassination, but into his city.
How's Dallas changed in 50 years?
Changed a lot. Changed almost immediately. It was forced to. Because the whole world could have dumped Dallas in a hole.
Dallas has changed and we've changed. But many of us are still haunted by what happened here 50 years ago. Why? I've got some thoughts on that. So a half a century on, why are so many of us still caught up with what happened here in Dallas, at that X in the middle of the road? Well, I guess we all have our own reasons. Here are mine. I still wonder what would have happened if Oswald had missed, if Kennedy had lived. What would our world have been like then? The list could go on, of course, limited only by one's imagination. To some, though, it's a silly game to play. Oswald didn't miss. Kennedy did die, and that's the end of the story. Maybe. But for me, I'll keep wondering.